Nathan Judo. I'm here with Wolves reporter Mr. Tim Spiers. Tim, Wolves 4, Leicester 3. I kind of remember in our pre-match preview we said that both sides like to sit back, could be a dour game. 7 goals later.
Chess game.
Absolutely, yes.
The chess is bloody interesting.
It is, yeah, I love it.
It's entertaining.
Love a bit of Gary Kasparov.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't mind that from me.
I prefer Nigel Short.
Oh, very good, very good. Stop your go.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
yeah.
wow. Well, I mean, what a game.
Incredible.
We are spoiled, aren't we?
Oh, it's, you don't get these many very often. I was trying to think back to the last one, probably that 4-4 against Fulham. But then, as far as victories go, the Leeds 4-3. That's 4 years ago now, believe it or not. 6-4 against Rotherham 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It don't happen very often. When they do, you've got to enjoy it and make the most of it. And boy, did Nuno and Wolves make the most of it. The scenes at full time and after that winner, just unbelievable. You just never forget moments like that. And lightning strikes twice with Leicester and another 4-3 before your time. But yeah, 2003, Wolves were 3-0 down at half time and beat Leicester 4-3. And it's only the second, there's a ridiculous stat on Twitter, the second time that teams have had, it's been a consecutive 4-3 win at the same ground 2 matches in a row. Because
I had to read it 3 times to understand it.
Wolves haven't played Leicester at home in the top flight since that game. And then the Liverpool-Newcastle 4-3s in the mid-90s are the only other example in the Premier League of that happening. We got there at the end.
Just about. Trying to rewind.
Yeah.
But look, at the start of the game, I mean, they came out the traps flying, and you think that this could be a pretty comfortable afternoon for Wolves.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, he did. Well, they never make a good start. They've scored 2 goals in the first half at Molineux all season.
Wow.
And one of those was on the opening day. The other was against Bournemouth. And then they scored 2 in 12. And they're off to fly. Martinho sets up both. Lovely ball for Jota, who gets ahead of his man for the first, and then a corner. They don't score from enough corners.
No.
For the second for Bennett, who gets his first goal since Bristol City away all that time ago. But in between those goals and immediately after, Leicester just kept attacking.
They did.
And Wolves, it was
both defences. I mean, it was end to end. It was a very open game. It was a great game to watch. But I mean, Nuno can't have been happy with the joy they were getting.
Well, that's the thing, and that's what a couple of players, obviously defenders, have just told me, that they've got to improve at the back, because it was Sunday League stuff at times. Lots of individual errors from everybody, including the keeper, who I don't know what he was playing at, trying to do a couple of little turns in his own 6-yard box and got caught, and then a dodgy pass. And then they've all made mistakes today, and you can see Leicester coming back into it. You could. I think they had a silly amount of shots after half an hour. I think they'd already had 10 shots after half an hour, and that carried on. And then second half, immediately came out of the traps and levelled it back to 2-2.
Absolutely. I mean, look, Leicester are a good side. I mean, obviously 7th, 8th going into the game, and we talk about this mini league of Wolves, Leicester, West Ham, Watford.
Yeah.
They've got some good players on their side, and so you've got to be on top of your game.
They have Vardy. Yep. Damari Gray was excellent today, out of nowhere. I don't think he's not having a good season.
No.
And Harvey Barnes inevitably played a role as well, so soon after being recalled from Albion, although it's officially gone down as an unlucky own goal for Connor Cody, 2 in a row.
I'm sure we're quite happy to give that to Harvey Barnes. But
yeah. So, but you could sort of see it coming. Wolves didn't come out for the second half until the 55th minute. It was a really slow start to the second half. You had Bennett at fault for the first one. He mistimes his header. The second one, Johnny, he's under a bit of pressure from Chilwell, but still he kind of slips and gives Barnes the ball. And then it's 2-2, a very quick turnaround. I've got to say, huge credit to Wolves, because at that juncture, Leicester on top, all the momentum, away and going bonkers. And Wolves haven't tended to react well after conceding a couple of quick-fire goals. We've seen it. Watford was one, I think Huddersfield another, Spurs as well. They've conceded two bang in quick succession and not recovered. This time they did, and for me that was thanks to the inspirational Neves.
The filthometer was back and out.
Well, finally, I haven't said filth for months, really. And it's
a bit of Spurs. There was a little bit of Spurs. It was a smattering at Spurs, but this is well and truly stamped with authority.
He's Neves wonderful today. Not just with his assist for that third goal. Literally, it's like he's opening a letter. He makes it. That's how easy it is for him to stick a 60-yarder on Jota's foot.
It was after the great Schmeichel save in the first half.
Which might even make the highlights later.
No, probably not.
A 30-yard thunderbolt, which Schmeichel somehow tipped over. This before all the scoring started. But Neves was inspirational today. He was magnificent. He was playing exactly the kind of passes that he was in the Championship. Inventive, creative, little dinks over the top. Like I said, these rakes without even thinking about it. He was controlling the game.
Does he play better in a 3? Do you think now with his role?
Maybe it was very
easy to say.
interesting today. He's not gone for a 3 in midfield against a team outside the top 6 until today. And I guess he had to do something different because Wolves have struggled, haven't they, with the flat 3-4-3. They've struggled with getting the ball to their creative players in key areas against teams that try to stop them playing.
And let's be honest, the wide players haven't lit it up, have they? Do you know what I mean?
I backed Traore to come in for a start today, but he hasn't been needed. And they look to have cracked a bit of a formula because I thought they were very good going forward today. They've set the standard. They're never clinical, really, this season. They have been today. They've scored 4. I mean, they've scored 3 for the first time at Molineux since March last year. You go back a while, and then they've had a 4th as well to top it all off. Very good going forward. And Jota.
When was the last time a Wolves player scored a Premier League hat-trick?
Never in the Premier League.
Really?
It's in the way back in the 70s, I think.
Wow,
was the last time. Jota had only ever scored 1 brace for Wolves as well, which was against Forest away last year, 18 months ago. So. We've said it before, he could be key to the second half of the season. We know how good he is, and I've just spoke to him, and he said he was kind of suffering from pre-season onwards, really, with a few problems, and then it just kind of clicked just before Christmas, and now we've seen him score 5 in 6, I think it is now, with that hat trick, and him and Neves, were Wolves' most inspirational players last season.
Yes.
You had Cody and Doherty as well, who were excellent. And many of them were, but they were kind of the too good for that level players. But they haven't taken it on into the Premier League until now. I think Neves has been very good the last few weeks, as has Jota, and they've come to the fore today with 2. I mean, I don't want to give away anything from my player ratings, but 2 near perfect performances, absolutely outstanding.
It's going to be a contrast between the front and the back for the player ratings, I feel.
Yeah, totally. They just invited a lot of pressure on, and then so they get 3-2 up. A great finish from Jota.
Let's talk about the Wes Morgan's goal.
Yeah, I think it was Johnny gave away the free kick.
Who was awful, by the way, defensively.
Yeah, and then Morgan just gets ahead of Dendoncker, I think it was.
Who had a good game as well, didn't he?
Did have a very good game. Very impressed with him, and Patricio rooted to his line really, and Morgan scores from close range. Patricio shown a few weaknesses today, but on the other hand, he saves a good shot
from Gray in the first half,
and from Barnes,
to do something.
From Barnes just before the Leicester second. So excellent shot stopping, but hesitant at other points. But all the defence can kind of look at themselves today. Going forward, as you say, very good. Moutinho inspirational.
Very good.
Jimenez excellent, and Dendoncker very good as well.
Dendoncker midfield, Saiss centre back. Do you think that's something that they'll probably persist with now until Bolly comes back, or is it? It wasn't pretty, was it?
He's just such a madman. Saiss struggled.
They struggled down. They had a lot of joy down that left, didn't they, with Vinagre as well? I mean, split opinion on Vinagre. Some people said he put a shift in, although when he came off, they were winning.
He put a shift in, but he made a few mistakes.
They made a few mistakes,
unless they targeted that right flank.
Doherty not in the team, you think maybe he might get
recalled. In the team. Pereira was a threat down the right.
Yeah.
I think, and then Gray switched to the right second half. Saiss didn't look comfortable there. They missed Bolly. I mean, is it a coincidence they conceded 3 at home for the first time this season? No, apart from Spurs. And Bolly's not in the team. They missed him.
Yeah,
they missed him, and I thought that was a risk. Doherty, a poor game at Man City. His partner's given birth this week. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. Potentially a factor, although Nuno suggests not. That it was purely tactical. But it was a risk starting Vinagre and Saiss as a kind of a combination down that left, because Saiss has never played a single professional game there for Wolves.
Played on the right hand side of the 3,
Played on the right of the 3, and he plays at the left of the 3 for Morocco in a World Cup. So he can do it, but hasn't done it for Wolves. And then Vinagre, who hasn't started many games. So those two, it was a bit of a risk, which didn't pay off.
But it didn't matter to him with that 4th.
Well, no, totally. But just to say, it is interesting what he does for the next league game. We'll see what changes he makes for the cup next week. But would he stick with it? Does he want to move? Dendonker's playing so well. You don't really want to move him out of midfield. So there's an issue there because
Yeah.
West Ham will target that, and they've got players who can exploit it as well. But
Pause. Oh. No.
yeah,
But I mean, what's a finish? Were you up?
was I?
What were you doing? Still writing intros.
Yeah, well, rewrote my match report about 3 times today. It's kamikaze defending from Leicester. Nobody cares, obviously. What the hell were they doing?
Puel does. He's gone mental at them at the end there.
What the hell were they doing? Well, you know, Neves again, unbelievable pass. It's so good out to Jimenez. And then look at, I'm like, how is Jimenez all alone? And Jota's all alone. Where are the Leicester defenders? Doesn't matter. Jimenez puts it on a play. Jota, cool finish.
Yes.
Schmeichel's like,
He had a couple of those.
to him.
That was his best. That he controlled it beautifully.
No, totally. I absolutely love the guy. When he's on this form, he could be a Premier League star. And the whole place goes bonkers, by the way. Unbelievable. And then Nuno really
Nuno loses it, right?
Completely.
Sent off. Another red card.
For the 3rd time in his Wolves tenure, the others being Middlesbrough away and Cardiff away, he's completely lost the plot. Right, he's on the pitch.
Has he lost it? It wasn't too bad, was it?
Well, he's on the pitch with the players.
Well, yes, okay.
but yeah, who cares? I don't think Claude.
I don't think any retrospective bans or anything like that.
But do you know what the ridiculous thing about this is? Today's referee, Christopher Kavanagh, was the man in the middle for Liverpool when they beat Everton. Was it in the last minute?
Yes.
And Klopp runs into the centre circle.
Yeah.
Didn't get sent off.
No, of course he didn't. No.
And Nuno edges past
Probably
the
bought him a beer afterwards.
Red card.
Yeah, pathetic.
And now I'm sure what's
Jamie Carragher called it pathetic as well, by the way.
I'm sure. All right, you'd have to back up your opinion by name dropping Jamie Carragher.
Just saying he did.
Carragher said it.
It was pathetic.
Has Gary Lineker tweeted you back yet?
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Has he?
No.
Be more desperate for a reply.
You. Sorry, boy. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure the referee in question has been told in between that Klopp incident and today that he should be sending refs off.
Yeah.
But still,
no,
it's the inconsistency.
Yeah.
Just infuriating.
And it's a top club, or top 3 club, or top 2 club. You know what I mean, as well.
Not that it matters at all.
Doesn't matter. Got 3 points.
Those scenes at full time, just unbelievable. Kind of game you remember for the rest of your life. And they've given us some special moments this season, and that
it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Somehow tops a lot.
I mean, I'd want to be able to buy a book at the end of the season, and just to see some of these match reports, just relive it again. But anyway, we'll see in the near future. Look, 8th at the moment. Obviously, games are going on as we speak. But they've got back in. They've got back into that cluster, haven't they? Because they're at the back end of it, and now they're in that 7th, 8th spot.
Yeah, well, they're already in it. Really, it's very tight.
It's
3 points separating 7th and 11th. Wolves are now up to 8th. We'll see what happens later this day. It's going to be like that for a few weeks unless one can pull clear. They have the opportunity.
Yes, with the next two more games.
West Ham at home, Everton away.
Yes.
Newcastle at home.
Oh yes.
And I think it's Huddersfield away.
Oh yes.
Opportunity knocks. Knock knock. Can Wolves bang that door down?
I'd have been on that back in the day, by the way.
Can Wolves bang that door down?
Yeah. Like it. Keep going.
And I can't. Anyway,
then get that 7th and slam it shut.
7th's up for grabs. This is the mini league they're in, 7th to 13th. Whoever shows the most consistency will finish 7th. Can Wolves do it?
Can they?
If Neves and Jota show this form for the rest of the season, yes, they can.
Yes. A bit of Bob the Kid Builder there as well to finish off.
I was thinking of Balmer. No, probably Bob the Builder.
He's more Bob the Builder than Balmer. You're definitely more Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
Okay, Wolves 4. Leicester 3, roller post match reaction. Make sure you log on to expressastar.com.